Good day, everyone. In this lesson, we will examine five educational theories, which are the essentialism, behaviorism, perennialism, progressivism, and critical theory. Essentialism is rooted in idealism and realism. Essentialism establishes the school's primary function as maintaining the basic elements of human culture by transmitting them to students as skills and subjects in a well-organized curriculum. William Bagley, a leading essentialist professor of education, stated that schools should provide all students with the knowledge they need to function in a democratic society. Failure to transmit these necessary skills and subjects puts civilization in peril. This essential knowledge includes the skills of literacy, such as reading and writing, and computation, and the subjects of history, mathematics, science, languages, and literature. Arthur Bistor, Jr., a professor of history at the University of Illinois, refined and reiterated essentialist beliefs into the theory of basic education and helped to organize the Council on Basic Education. Bistor argued that schools should provide a sound education in the fundamental ways of thinking represented by history, science, mathematics, literature, language, and art that evolved from the human search for cultural understanding, intellectual power, and useful knowledge. Essentialists argue that schools and teachers must be committed to their primary academic mission and not be diverted into non-academic areas. The appropriate role of the school is to teach students the basic skills and subjects that will prepare them to function effectively and efficiently in a democratic society. While competent teacher always try to stimulate a student's interest, curriculum content should be based on time-tested experience of the human race. Genuine freedom comes from internalizing the discipline of learning what is needed and staying with the task. Emphasizing teacher-directed instruction, Bagley, for example, argues that children have the right to expect teachers as trained professionals to guide and direct their learning. Similar to the scientific realists, essentialists argue that students need to learn about the objective, real world rather than misguidedly following the constructivist view that they should create their own version of reality. Behaviorism has roots in several philosophical traditions. It is related to materialism and realism. The realist thesis of independent reality resembles the behaviorist belief that behavior is caused by environmental conditions. Behaviorism has extended into areas ordinarily considered the domain of philosophy. This extension includes theoretical considerations dealing with the nature of human being and society, values, the good life, and speculations or assumptions on the nature of reality. Behaviorism's connection with realism is primarily with modern realism and its advocacy of science. It has some similarities to classical realism. However, for example, Aristotle thought that humans reach form or essence through the study of particulars, and behaviorists think that people can understand human behavior by meticulous study of particular behaviors. In addition, no internal reality is hidden from scientific discovery for behaviorists because what is real is external, factual, and observable behavior that can be known. Behaviorists think that human traits of personality, character, integrity, and so forth are the results of behaving in certain ways. Materialism is the theory that reality can be explained by the laws of matter and motion. Behaviorism is definitely a kind of materialism because most behaviorists view human beings in terms of their neurological, physiological, and biological contexts. Beliefs about mind, consciousness, and soul, they say, are relics of a pre-scientific age. Behaviorists seem to be saying that the body is material and that behavior is motion. Thus, humans can be known from the standpoints of matter and motion as Hobbes suggested. According to Hobbes, a person's psychological makeup can be explained using mechanistic terms. When people experience objects, they do so through their senses, which is a physical process. The qualities of objects such as color, odor, and texture are also considered motion. Hobbes also believes that imagination and thinking are forms of motion. In Hobbes' view, matter and motion are only things that truly exist, and all reality can be explained using mathematical precision. John Watson is considered the founder of behaviorism. He believed that psychology should focus only on observable behaviors, and that mental processes could not be studied scientifically. Watson's work emphasized the importance of the environment in shaping behavior and the use of conditioning to modify behavior. Skinner further developed behaviorist theory, emphasizing the role of reinforcement in shaping behavior. Skinner's work emphasized the use of operant conditioning to modify behavior, which involves the use of rewards and punishment to increase or decrease specific behaviors. Ivan Pavlov was a Russian physiologist who is known for his work on classical conditioning. Pavlov's research showed that behavior such as dogs' response to a stimulus could be conditioned through repeated pairings with a previously neutral stimulus. Pavlov's work laid the foundation of behaviorism and its emphasis on environmental factors in shaping behavior. Behaviorism emphasizes the importance of teaching specific skills and behaviors through a structured and systematic approach. The focus is on observable behaviors, and the goal is to shape and modify those behaviors through reinforcement and conditioning. While behaviorism is not as dominant a school of thought as it once was, it continues to influence educational and psychological research and practice. Next is perennialism. Perennialism rooted in realism. Perennialism is a philosophical approach to education that emphasizes the enduring value of knowledge, ideas, and cultural traditions. According to this perspective, truth and education are universal and timeless, and education should focus on cultivating students' rationality and their potential to know and understand the truth. Perennialists believe that the great books and other classical works of literature, art, philosophy, science, and history contain timeless insights and ideas that is relevant to all people, regardless of their cultural or historical context. By studying these works, students can develop their critical thinking skills and gain a deeper understanding of the human condition. At the heart of perennialism is the belief that education should be focused on the pursuit of truth and cultivation of the rational mind. This means that students should be encouraged to think critically, to question assumptions, and to seek out the knowledge and insights that are necessary to make sense of the world around them. Perennialism emphasizes the importance of a subject matter curriculum that focuses on enduring ideas and values. This curriculum should include subjects such as history, language, mathematics, logic, literature, the humanities, science, and for religious perennialists, religion and theology. The goal is to develop students intellectually and cultivate rationality, ethical behavior, and civility. Perennialists oppose the idea of turning schools into multi-purpose agencies, particularly economic ones that focus on vocational training. They believe that vocational skills and competences are better taught through on-the-job training provided by business and industry. They argue that placing non-academic demands on schools, such as social adjustment or vocational training, diverts time and resources from their primary purpose of developing students intellectually. Leading perennialists such as Maritain, Robert Hutchins, and Adler based their educational theories on Aristotle's realism. They believed that truth is universal and unchanging, and that schools' primary role is to foster students' intellectual development. Their theories provide insights into perennialist thinking and emphasize the importance of a subject matter curriculum that focus on perennial studies. Progressivism rooted in pragmatism. Progressivism was a diverse movement that sought to reform education by opposing traditional schooling methods and promoting child-centered education. Marietta Johnson, founder of the Organic School in Alabama, was an advocate for lengthening childhood and allowing children to follow their own internal timetables for learning. She believed that children learn best through active exploration of their environment and constructing their own meaning based on direct experiences. Johnson's activity-based curriculum focused on physical exercise, nature study, music, crafts, geography, storytelling, dramatizations, and games. Reading and writing were delayed until children were 9 or 10 years old. William Kilpatrick, a professor of education at Columbia University's Teachers College, made progressivism an integral part of teacher education. He restructured John Dewey's problem-solving approach into the project method, which involved students collaboratively researching and sharing information to formulate and test their hypotheses. Kilpatrick believed that teachers who used the project method could transform their classroom into collaborative, democratic learning communities. The project method was open-ended and focused on students' interests, allowing them to design and complete their projects without predetermined outcomes or responses. Critical theory, rooted in neo-Marxism and postmodernism. Critical theory is a contemporary theory of education that emphasizes a rigorous critique of schools and society to uncover exploitative power relationships and bring about equity, fairness, and social justice. It is influenced by the postmodernist and existentialist philosophies, neo-Marxism, feminist and multicultural theories, and Paulo Freire's liberation pedagogy. The theory is rooted in the Marxist concept of class struggle for social and economic power, and the notion of alienation, which refers to feelings of powerlessness experienced by marginalized individuals. Critical theorists argue that an individual's social status, including educational and economic expectations and opportunities, is largely determined by race, ethnicity, gender, and class, and the dominant socioeconomic class uses its power to maintain its favored position and subordinate disadvantaged classes. Through critical education, subordinated classes and groups can become conscious of their exploitation, resist domination, overturn patterns of oppression, and empower themselves.